Chosen seed. You see, I woke up early in the grand rising, and while I was lying on my back in my bed, suddenly I was caught up in a vision. And in that vision, I knew I was awake in the 3D, and my soul knew that I was in a vision. You see, this is very high spiritual stuff. And in that vision, I was in a class, and a teacher was in the class with some kids. It was about 13, 14 of us. And this woman that was teaching us, she was telling the children, including me, that we could protect ourselves with blood, with washing ourselves in blood. And she was telling us about blood rituals we can do to protect ourselves from witches. And there was a young lady in the class. She said to her that, Miss, we don't have to do nothing with no blood to protect ourselves. We can use natural remedies. And instantly, as the young lady told the teacher that, she dismissed her out of the classroom. Suddenly, in the vision, I was so shocked to see she ran the girl out of the classroom. And I said to her that, Miss, I blatantly told her that, Miss, as a chosen seed, we don't have to do these things to protect ourselves, because as a chosen seed, I'm surrounded by a light. A ball of light is around me to protect me from witches and warlocks. But I realized that the more I spoke to this woman who said she was my teacher, it's the more she started to back away from the students and me in the class. And the more I started to talk, it's the more she backed away. Till when I looked, she was nowhere in the classroom to be found. Now, I saw myself starting to talk to the rest of the students, telling them my truth, telling them about the divine, telling them about the Most High Mother and Father, but they were so caught up in the matrix. Everything that I was saying to them, they was like, they were like telling me that nothing is like that. So I see, so when I woke up from that vision, I realized that these witches and these warlocks, these low vibrational beings, they have cast these spells upon these people. That is why it is so hard for even us as a chosen seed sometimes to bring our truth across, because these people, they're under the spell of the matrix. They're under the spell of the powers that were, having them to believe in a certain thing. So these witches, this witch that said she was a teacher, she was not a teacher, she was a witch. Because when I started to look at her deep, I could see and feel what she was. And she knew that I was a chosen seed. She knew that I wasn't asleep like the rest of students. This is why she ran out the girl that spoke to her first, because that girl was a chosen seed. She was awakened. But the rest of students in the class, they were still in the matrix. They were still asleep. So they were under like a spellbound by this witch. So the moment that I start to speak, this witch, she couldn't stand it. So I say that to say this: I, as a chosen seed, we as a chosen people, whenever we speak our truth, whenever we speak what we know, these witches, these warlocks, these low vibrational beings, they cannot take it. It's like adding salt to a fresh wound. Have you ever had a fresh cut and it's time to apply some alcohol on it? And you see how you would make up your face and how you would. That's how the witch was reacting whenever time I speak. Whenever time I speak my truth, she was knitting up her face. She couldn't take it. So you see, this is why when the chosen seed speaks, it caused such an impact. This is why when we speak as a chosen seed, it creates such an impact on the masses, both negative and positively, if you understand what I'm saying. Because for the ones that who are asleep, it will impact them positively. But for the wicked that's fighting against the people and fighting against the chosen, whenever we speak, it will impact them negatively. Because every time I speak, I destroy them. Every time I speak, they have to back up. Our voice alone is so powerful. You see, it's just like this. Just imagine you walk into a room, and when you walk into that room, as a chosen seed, it's like you can just tell. I could just walk into a room and I can tell that this soul is a good soul. This soul is a bad soul, because as a chosen seed, we can read spirits. We can read minds, we read body, we read everything, we see everything, we feel everything. As a chosen seed, sometimes I see a man or a woman, I can know that this person has a demon inside of them. Because whenever time I appear, this demon has to show itself. Because the light that we carry is so bright, and you know that the darkness, it's afraid of the light. And you see, the next thing that caught my attention in that vision is how the witch was just emphasizing on this blood. All she was emphasizing on is blood, telling us that we should use blood. If you realize in religion what they do, they always talking about blood, eating of the flesh, drinking of the blood. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. That is a group of people celebrating and glorifying a murder of a man, drinking of his blood and eating of his flesh. That's cannibalism. That's witchcraft. So you see, these witches and these warlocks, they have an agenda to push their blood sacrifice, their blood rituals, because as long as they can get you to perform in these illusions and give your energy to these illusions, it propels it propels their energy. It propels their spell work that they use to put over the masses of the people, to blind them in the matrix, to blind them in the illusion. So you see now why, as a chosen seed, it is so important to speak our truth. Whenever time we speak, it's like putting salt in a fresh wound. They cannot stand it. They cannot stand our light. They cannot stand our voice. They cannot stand our message. It's like putting salt in a fresh wound.